Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
In front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making three. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
And welcome everyone to the Averett Sports Network. Hello fans, I'm Wyatt Acapulco. For those of you that are either at home listening in or watching in today, or here live in person, I'm glad to have you guys here for today's volleyball tri-match between the Averett University Cougars, the Cardinals of St. John's Fishers University out of Pittsford, New York, and Regent University. It's one of those things that is only really around volleyball season that happens here in the Grand Center. I'm looking at a great setup for today as the Cougars come in 3-10, looking to end a 7 or 8 game losing streak, looking to snap that today. But as St. John's is looking to move to after the end of tonight, looking to move to 11-9 after hoping to win 2 games here out of the 3 today. So Averett comes into the last day of spring break for Averett with a record of 3-10, like I just said. Last time out, getting swept by Randolph-Macon here at home in Danville. This is the rebound time for Averett. Their last win, it was against Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. on February 7th. In that sweep to Randolph-Macon, Uri Colazzo led the way with 15 kills and will look to bring that into a tough match against St. John's Fishers University. Like I just told you, the Cougars will look to end their losing streak and they'll win their 4th and 5th matches of the year. We're going to go to the break here in a minute for the national anthem.
Now introducing the starting lineups first for St. John Fisher. Number 1, Connor Holmes. Number 5, Casey Jackson. Number 10, Aiden Calhoun. Number 13, Connor Carwell. Number 16, Avery Kiosinski. Number 18, Alex Quinn. Number 19, John Carlo Martinez. Number 22, Bryce Dixon. Head coach for St. John Fisher is Matt Cohen. He's assisted by John McCarty. And now introducing your starting lineups for the Averett University Cougars. A sophomore from Southern Virginia, number 1, Uri Colazzo. A freshman from Dover, North Carolina, number 3, Julian Hernandez. A sophomore from Southern Virginia, number 7, Liam Montrain. A junior from Baltimore, Maryland, number 8, Dominic Jenkins. A freshman from St. Augustine, Florida, number 9, Aiden Williams. A freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, number 16, Luke Brown. And a senior from Danville, Virginia, number 18, Nicholas Breen. Your head coach for the Cougars this first season is Christopher Tiller, who is sent by Nash. Trainer of the Cougars is Maria Joel.
Hello.
Can I slide to your right?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Sure, I got it. Yeah, and here we go. We're set to go here with the start of the first match of this volleyball tri-match between the Averett University Cougars here in Danville up against St. John's Fisher University out of Pittsford, New York. They come in here a member of the United Volleyball Conference, having won their conference last year. So looking to add to that here this year as the Cougars look to snap their losing streak and get a win finally on the record here for the first time since February 7th against St. John's. We're going to be set to go here with the libero for Averett. Looks like number 3, Julian Hernandez, set to take the bump for Averett. And it looks like Averett will be the first to take possession here. It looks like it's number 10 for Averett. Sorry, number 16. That's Luke Brown, the freshman out of Chesapeake, Virginia. As the first point here goes to Averett. Sorry, goes to St. John's. As St. John's will take the serve and will land in bounds. As Averett didn't have anyone on the back line, that was quite prepared to take that. So Aiden Calhoun will once again take the serve for St. John's as he moves forward. Is Aldrin not quite able to keep it in bounds as Collazo tried to run it down but could not keep it in bounds as it was going way into the stands before he could even get to it. So Aiden Calhoun to Hernandez, finds Collazo, finds Nicholas bringing his first minutes to this one. As Fisher goes over the net, but a great save there by Averett. As Aldrin with the bump, gets over the net. St. John's tries to save it. That'll be a point towards Averett as Averett finally gets on the scoreboard. As it looks like it'll be Liam Aldrin for the first time today to serve it away here, number 7 for Averett. If you're looking on the left side of your screen. First over the net, over to St. John's. Back over the net goes St. John's Fisher as it'll be a point and a kill for number 16. That's Avery Basinski, I should say. Basinski, say that 3 times fast. Basinski takes the serve over to Hernandez. Finds Brown, tipped by Collazo as that one will land in. As Collazo was able to find a little bit of space underneath. As it looks like we'll have a couple of substitutions here as Brown and Hernandez will come out and will get a break. As it looks like it'll be number 5 for Averett. That's Joel Hetherington. As well as Dominic Jenkins, the center for this Averett team. As the score is now 5-2 in favor of St. John's. It'll be number 18 for St. John's. That's Alex Quinn as Breen goes over and gets the kill, or as I thought, as that one apparently was right on the line and was a teeny bit out of bounds. So another point going towards St. John's as the Cardinals will get a chance here to get some breathing room. As this will be the first good rebound of the day as Collazo comes down with the kill as he was right there on the left side and was able to find some space within the Cardinal defense. As the Cougars not quite able to handle that one there, as Aldrin could not quite keep it in, so it'll be a 7-3 lead now for St. John's Fisher. As it'll be number 17 for St. John's, that's Evan Hernandez. As Collazo with an excellent rocket, as he'll bring this Cougar offense to a deficit to 3 with that rocket, which no one really wanted to touch from St. John's. But as they'll get the serve here, as Collazo was able to save that one. Bump over the net goes Brown. As Hernandez tried to save that one as it went off the fingertips of the Cougar front line. As St. John's will get the point there, as they'll bring their lead to 4. As they'll go over the net, over to Collazo. Collazo's bump goes way over the net. Back to St. John's Fisher. As that kill on a part of, let's see the number 17, that's Evan Hernandez, able to find some space within the Averett defense. As Chuck Freeman will come in here now, the freshman out of St. Augustine, Florida, Beachside. I should say in Beachside High School, as that serve goes way out of bounds. So Averett will get the ball back here with a chance to narrow this lead. As St. John's takes a 9-5 lead here. As Dominic Jenkins with his first serve of the day. As St. John's goes back over the net as a strong kill goes off the forearms of Liam Aldrin, number 7. Not quite able to keep it in bounds as St. John's will now move to their lead to 5 now. 10-5 is the score here in the Grant Center. Collazo over to Aldrin. Or over to Brown, back over to Aldrin as a big block there from the offense of St. John's. Able, though, to give Averett back a point. Now 10-6 on that block by the big front line for Averett. As it goes over the net. Back over the net goes St. John's, though a little miscommunication tap for number 17. Back over the net goes, but a big block there from the Averett front line. Stays in bounds. Aldrin right there to keep it going. Breen goes and a tip off the defense of St. John's gives the Cougars back a point. Now the Cougars are on a roll. 10-7 is the score. Back is Brown. Over the net goes St. John's as a strong missile ends up giving the Cardinal offense the lead. Further 11-7 now. As it'll be number 10 for, that's Aiden Calhoun, and that one will go stay in bounds as the Cougars just could not quite find that one. So it'll be now 12-7 as the Cougars now are down by 5 as they just really can't let this one get too further away from them to be able to stay in this one. As Hernandez finds the bump there. Over to Brown, over to Aldrin. Aldrin right there over the net. Back goes the Cardinal offense. Over to Aldrin, over to Hernandez. Finds Aldrin. As that one goes long. Sorry, that was Brown who's number 16 and Aldrin's number 7. As the Cougars now want to talk it over as the coaches for the Cougars are not quite happy with that one. So we'll go to the break here on the Averett Sports Network. We'll be right back in just a moment here from the Grant Center. Back here on the Averett Sports Network, it'll be Aiden Calhoun to set this one away. Calhoun goes over the net to Aldrin. Aldrin could not quite. It was the Cougars are right there for the save. As a strong missile ends right up in front of Collazo. Could not quite find the quickness to get back to that one, as the Cardinals now go up by 7 points here, so the Cougars really just cannot let this one slip away, as Aldrin will find the bump there. Quick tap over the net from the Cardinals. Back to Nicholas Brina, but a big block there from the Cardinal defense. Expands the lead for St. John's. As they have now taken a 15-7 lead here in the Grand Center early on. Calhoun over the net, go to Aldrin. As a strong serve right there from the near side. It's number 16. That's Avery Kilbasinski. Able to put that one away for the Cardinals. Calhoun over the net to Aldrin. Back over to Brown. Brown right there for the tip. Double tap is not called. As we continue play here is Brown is right there, but not able to keep it quite in bounds, as the Cardinals now will go up by a score of 16-7. As the Cougars again want to talk it over, so we'll take it with them. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network with a continuation of play. It's a quick minute timeout here with about 40 seconds left to go on in the timeout. With the Cardinals now up by a score of 17-7 here over the Cougars as of recently. As Hernandez finds the bump there, back over to Brown. Finds Nicholas Breen on the tap over the left side. As the Cardinals are able to keep it going. Finds Collazo over to Brown. As the Cougars are right there for the back tap over it. As the Cougars are not quite able to keep it in bounds. Not quite able to get there fast enough for the block. As the Cardinals will now go up by double digits. As it is now 18-7 here in the Grand Center. As Calhoun will be set to serve it away, who finds Aldrin. Back over to Brown. Back over to Nicholas Breen. He'll tap it back over to the Cardinal defense. Back over the neck the Cardinals go, as that one will go long off the hands of number 18. That's Alex Quinn, who is not quite able to keep it in bounds, as the Cougars will get a chance to finally get a serve here, thanks to a 10-point deficit now. As Aldrin will go over the net to the Cardinal defense. As the Cardinals with a strong rocket there, as the ball is able to be kept in bounds. Collazo's right there in front of the seats for the effort. Finds Brown, back over to Hernandez. Finds Nicholas Breen on the near side, a little back tap. As the Cardinals are able to keep it going, is a little block there from Nicholas Breen. And number 9 is another big block there from number 9. That's Aiden Williams. As the Cougars are right there, but are not quite able to keep it in bounds. So it will be an 11-point deficit now again for the Cougars. Back over the net, over to Aldrin. Over to Brown. Back over to Colosso. Colosso goes off the net and is able to keep it in bounds. So we'll have a couple of substitutions here as Hetherington and Jenkins will come in. Jenkins is being put on the left far side with Colosso now sliding over to center as Hetherington will take the serve as that one will go long and will go out of bounds. So Hetherington will come out and will get a breather as Williams will now come in, back into his place. As Williams now will also check out here for the Cougars. As it looks like it'll be the first minutes of number 18 for the Cardinals. That's Alex Quinn. Sorry, that's not number 18, that's number 12. That's Dylan Leong. As the Cougars now are able to get a couple of points back here, but still down by 10. By a score of 20-10 here in the first set of this one. As the Cougars go well over the net, but that's number 15 who we see as Julian Hernandez is right there for the dig. As a strong kill there from number 19. That's Giancarlo Martinez, who now comes out after that kill to put the Cougars now down 21-10. As back over the net go the Cardinals, but right there for the save is Brown. But a little miscommunication here from the Cougars gives the Cardinals now a 22-10 lead. As the Cardinals will go over the net, finds Aldrin. Oh, they're on the far side as Colosso goes way out of bounds, but the refs say that it's in. So the Cougars get a point back here, now being 22-11, down by 11 points. So let's see whether the Cougars can start a little bit of a rally as Colosso will set to take the serve as a long serve, but saved by the Cougar defense off the arms of number 15. That's Chuck Friedman, who is now in, the freshman out of St. Augustine, Florida. As that one will go long, and the Cougars will now get a point back as the score is now 23-12. As Dominic Jenkins will now get a chance to serve it away here for the Cougars. As that one will stay in, and we'll get a little bit of a celebration from the Cougar offense as they now pulled within 10. With Nicholas Breen getting a little bit of a break on the bench, as well as their libero, Julian Hernandez. As Jenkins will go and serve it away, and it'll go way long. So the Cardinals now get set point here to try to take the first set here from the Cougars. As finds arms to Colosso, back over to Aldrin. Aldrin with a kill! Aldrin with excellent court vision finds an opening on the near side within the Cardinal defense and is able to pull the lead back to within 10. 24-14. Still set point here for the Cardinals. As they'll bring it away, as they'll now get set point as the ref was right there. So the final score of set number 1 is the Cougars drop the first set of this one. 25-14 is your score. We're going to go to the break here on the Averett Sports Network before the start of the second set of this match. Now we're just about set to get started with the second set of this one between the Averett University Cougars and the visiting St. John's Fisher University Cardinals out of Pittsford, New York, and the United Volleyball Conference. Looks like it'll be Calhoun, Jackson, Connor Carwile, number 19, that's Giancarlo Martinez, number 18, that's Alex Quinn, and number 16, that's Avery Kilbasinski to start here for the Cardinals, as well as Aiden Williams right there on the front line, as the Cardinals now are able to tie this one up here at 1 to start this one early here in the second set. As Kilbasinski will be the one to serve it away here for the Cardinals. As that tap from Nicholas Breen goes long and will give the Cardinals a 2-1 set lead. After being tied up at 1 for just a moment. Basinski will deal it over to Hernandez. Find the hands of Brown. Back over the net goes Williams. Back over the net is a strong tap, but he could not quite keep in the arms. Is Aiden Williams, as Nicholas Breen was right there with him, as they're not able to keep it in bounds. So it's now a 2-point set 2 lead. As Kilbasinski give it over to Brown. Brown back over to, it'll be number 19 for the kill. That's Giancarlo Martinez, who was right there on the near side. Kilbasinski back over the net to Aldrin. Back over to Brown. Finds Aldrin. Aldrin just can't quite get it over the net as he just could not get quite enough power underneath it. And will give the Cardinals a 5-1 lead. Kilbasinski over the net. Over to Hernandez. Over to Brown. Back over to Colazo. Colazo with a strong tap over the net. As Colazo's right there to save it. A little tap from Colazo. Able to find the hands of Colazo. Back over the net. Back over to Brown. Aldrin right there with the tap as it's right on the line. Let's see what the ref says. The ref says point goes to Averett. As there'll be Aldrin to take the serve now with the score being 7-2. Aldrin right there with a strong serve over the net as the Cardinals will go long from the near side. As that hit goes way out of bounds off the hands of Alex Quinn. Aldrin will be the one to serve it away here as Aldrin's serve goes long and will give the Cardinals back the possession. As Breen is right there with a strong hit over the net. Back over the net go the Cardinals. Over to Brown, finds the hands of Colazo as Colazo goes off the net and off the fingertips of the front line for the Cardinals, and will get a point back as they bring now the lead to 6-4. As they have now pulled this deficit to within 2, so here come the Cougars. As Hetherington will come in for the Cougars. As the Cardinals are right there, top of the net. Back over to the net goes Jenkins. Jenkins will be called for a net interference. So the possession arrow goes back to St. John's Fisher. As Calhoun will go over the net to Brown. Back over to Jenkins. Jenkins finds the tap. Back over the net is Breen. Over to Hernandez. Tap by number 8 with the kill. That's Jimmy Roberts. That's the junior out of Rome, New York. Aldrin finds Brown as Dominic Jenkins is right there for the strong kill right in front of the Cardinal defense. The Cardinals just could not do anything about that one, as that one was an absolute missile off the hands of Jenkins. As the Cardinals find some momentum, as that one will be off the hands of Friedman. As that one will go over the net to Collazo. Back over to Brown. Brown tries to tap it over, but could not quite find the handle. As the Cardinals will now go up by 5 by a score of 10-5. As a strong serve, we could hear it from a mile away. It's number 5, Casey Jackson, able to put that one away for the Cardinals to give them an 11-5 advantage. Jackson will take the serve again here for St. John's. Finds Aldrin. Back over to Brown on the front line. Over to Jenkins. As Jenkins met by a big block from the Cardinal front line, as it was just tapped right behind him. As the Cardinals now pull to within 6. Jackson will be the one to serve it away, as his next serve goes way long. So it'll give the Cougars a little bit of a breather, as they'll look to get some type of momentum rolling, as there'll be Uri Collazo set back to take the serve here for Averett, as it'll be off the hands of number 22. That's Bryce Nixon, who just could not handle that serve. So it'll give the Cougars back a point, as it brings it to within 12-7. As a great set by the Cardinal front line. Keeps the momentum going for the Cardinals. As Brown is right there, Aldrin tried to get it over the net, tried to find some space. Finds Collazo on the far side corner. Back over the net go the Cardinals. As a little kick from Julian Hernandez just could not find the ball and could not quite keep it in bounds. So it'll be number 1, that's Connor Holmes, one of the standouts for St. John's, as that one goes long off the hands of Dominic Jenkins. As the Cougars want to talk it over, and we'll call a timeout here on the Averett Sports Network. So we'll go to the break here, and we'll be right back here out of the timeout. Back here on the Averett Sports Network. Score now being 15-7 as the Cardinals of St. John's Fisher University out of Pittsford, New York are up by a decent advantage here in the Grant Center here in beautiful Danville, Virginia, here on Averett's North Campus. As it'll be Connor Holmes set back to take the service. Holmes taps over the net to Hernandez. Finds Brown with the set. Over to Liam Aldrin. Aldrin with a little tap by the Cardinals. Back over the net. The Cardinals go as that one stays in bounds as it hits the far side backside corner. As the Cardinals now expand their lead 16-7 as Hernandez is right there. Back over the net is number 8 for St. John's is Brown. Can't quite find the block. As St. John's now has a 10-point advantage as Hernandez is right there. Brown over to Aldrin. Aldrin trying to find the kill, but is met by the strong defense that is St. John's as they now pull to an 11-point lead here, 18-7 rather quickly here in the second set. As Holmes will get it over to Collazo, back over to Brown, back over to Collazo. Collazo can't quite get the ball over the net on that attack. As that now expands the St. John's lead 19-7. Back over that is Brown. Back over to Jenkins as Jenkins finally puts one away for the Cougars. As they now pull to within 11. As Jenkins will get the well-deserved serve. As the Cardinals can't quite get it back over the net, so a little bit of momentum change here. Looks like as the Cougars now pull to within 10. Can they keep it going here off of the luck of Dominic Jenkins, who got the kill on the previous the last kill that there was, as Jenkins can't quite get it over the net there on the serve. So speaking a little too soon now, gives St. John's a 20-9 lead here in the Grant Center now. As it'll be Calhoun is up back as Hernandez. Hernandez is right there. Over to Brown. Finds Aldrin. Aldrin's right there to the hands of Calhoun. As the Cardinals are right there by big block by Williams and Aldrin. That was not Aldrin, it's Brown. As Brown and Williams were right there for the big block, but could not quite put it away. As St. John's now is within 4 of taking a second straight set and taking a 2-0 set lead here over the Cougars here at home. As Calhoun is right there. Over to Brown. Back over to Aldrin. Not Aldrin, that's Williams who gets the kill, who right there in center. As Williams is able to give the Cougars a little bit of a breather here now that Brown is able to step back to take the serve here for the Cougars. Brown gets it over to the Cardinal defense. Back over to Breen. Finds Brown on the set. Back to Breen as Breen can't quite put that one away as he's blocked right there on the far side. As it now brings the Cougar deficit to 12 points now. As Aldrin's right there for Brown. Back over to Breen as Breen's hit goes long and it's off the fingertips of the Cardinals. So only now 11-point deficit here for the Cougars. As it'll be Aldrin back to take the serve here for the Cougars. as he'll find that's number 22, that's Bryce Nixon. As that one goes out of bounds off the hands of the Cougars, so it'll now bring the St. John lead to 23 points here. Sorry, to 23 to 11. As the Cougars are trying to get anything going here against the strong team that is St. John's. As that one will go long off the hands of number 21. Sorry, off the hands of number 12. I misspoke. That's Dylan Leong, the freshman out of East Amherst, New York, and Canisius High School. As that one was a strong kill off the hands of number 5. That's Casey Jackson, as he'll bring the Cardinal lead to 24 to 11. So set point here for the Cardinal offense. As Aldrin's right there, Brown over to Nixon. As Julian Hernandez is right there for the save. Back over the net go the Cardinals. Little tap over Hernandez. Back over to Brown. Finds Aldrin. Aldrin right there is Nixon. As the Cardinals get the final say, as Hernandez and Aldrin can't quite keep it going, as the Cougars have now dropped 2 straight sets, as the Cardinals now have a 2-0 set lead. So as we'll go to the break here on the Averett Sports Network, the Cardinals are now up 2-0, with the third set here coming up in just a couple minutes here from the Grand Center. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. "14 seconds away here from the start of the third set, with the Cardinals of St. John's Fisher University up with a 2-set lead over the home Cougars here in the Grand Center. As it looks like it'll be Liam Aldrin, Dominic Jenkins, Aiden Williams, Lucas Brown, Luke Brown, not Lucas. Julian Hernandez. And Uri Colazo as well as Nicholas Breen out there for the Cougars. Looks like it'll be number 20, Guillermo Perez. Number 16, Avery Kilpasinski. Number 17, Evan Hernandez. Number 18, Alex Quinn. Number 12, Dylan Long. And number 8, Jimmy Roberts for St. John's, as well as their libero, number 13, Connor Carwile. As it'll be Brown, step back, take the serve. As it finds the hands of Hernandez, over to Brown, finds Colazo. Colazo with a two-handed tap, could not quite keep it in bounds. As the first point of the third set will belong to the Cardinals. So as they'll have possession now with Evan Hernandez set back for the serve. Finds the hands of Brown. Back over to Breen. Tapped by the Cardinal front line, but a little miscommunication. Finds the hands of the Cougars and pulls this game even. Or should I say pull the set even? Aldrin finds the Cardinals defense. Has a great strong kill there from number 20. That's Perez. As the center just had a whole ton of room right in front of the Cougar defense on the back line. As the Cardinals now take over with a 2-1 set lead. As Long is right there, and it'll be off the hands of Breen. So the Cardinals now go up by 2 points here in the third set, looking to take a 3-0 set sweep. As that won't go long, off the hands of number 16, Avery Kilpasinski. As Dominic Jenkins and Joel Hetherington will check back in now for Averett. Hetherington will be the one to take the serve here for the Cougars. It'll be off the hands of Hernandez, and off the net. And the point will go to the Cougars as they'll pull this one to all even at 3. As this has been the closest one out of all 3 sets so far, as that one is now off the hands of Nixon. Sorry, that one's Carwile, as that one's off the hands of Carwile, and the Cougars now have their first lead since the beginning of the first set. As Carwile is not quite able to keep it in bounds, they go over to Kilpasinski. As the Cardinals there, a little miscommunication there, into the hands of Brown, back over to Colazo. Colazo with a little tap over the net, back over to Carwile. Over the net to Brown, over to Hetherington, back to Brown. Brown able to save it, over to Carwile. Finds the hands of Hernandez, and a kill goes way out of bounds. As the Cardinals just could not quite keep it going, so the Cougars now are fighting back with a 5-3 lead here in the third set. As Hetherington not quite able to keep it in bounds. And will give the Cardinals another chance to even this one up here in the Grant Center. As that's a little tap from Colazo. Colazo looking for a little give and go. As the Cardinals are right there for the kill. That's Evan Hernandez, number 17. As Aldrin just could not find that one in the back corner, as that one went way long. But it stayed in bounds, so The Cardinals now come back from a few points down to tie it up as there'll be a set over from Brown over Nicholas Breen. Breen with a little tap back over the net. Finds Dominic Jenkins off the hands of number 8. That's Jimmy Roberts. Over to Brown, over to Breen. Breen with the corner kill. As Breen was right there to find the back corner and able to put that one away for the Cougars to bring the Cougars now another 1-point lead here. Trying to get back in this one, now already down by 2-0. As Long is right there to even it up. Dylan Leong, I should say, is able to put that one away for the Cardinals. As it looks like it'll be, that's number 10, that's Aiden Calhoun. As Collazo finds the kill. Uriah Collazo with another great kill on the far side. As he gives his team a 7-6 lead here at home in the third set. As they are looking to pull this one to a 2-1 set lead and to mount a little bit of a comeback here in this one. Collazo back for the serve over to Long. Over to Hernandez, back to Brown. Finds Collazo as Collazo taps over the net, as they say, a double tap. As the Cardinals now will pull the Cougar lead to within 1. As Long as right there over to Collazo. Finds Brown. Back over to Aldrin. Aldrin right there. Finds Carwile. As that one will go and stay in bounds. It'll be a kill off the hands of number 16. That's Kilbasansky for the kill. Leong gets over to Collazo, finds Jenkins. Jenkins with a little tap. As the Cougars will get that one back. As they have now taken back a 1-point lead here over the Cardinals. Jenkins will be the one to serve it away here for the Cougars. He'll fight Kilbasansky. As the Cardinals not quite able to keep it in bounds, but will be off the fingertips of the Cougars. So they'll pull this one to within to an all-tied set here. As the score is now all tied at 9 apiece. As Collazo finds Williams. As that one just lands a tiny bit out of bounds. Just off the outside of the line. Calhoun back over the net to Aldrin. Finds Brown. Brown not quite able to hold on, as that one will be a 1-point lead now here for the Cardinals. The score now being 10-9. 11-9. 2-point lead here for the Cardinals. As Aldrin finds the tap back over to Collazo. Collazo tries with the kill, but a big block there by the Cardinal defense. Gives the Cougars back a point, as they have now pulled the deficit to just within 1, being down by a score of 11-10. Leong finds that one over to Calhoun, back over to Hernandez, finds Aldrin. Little tap, 2 taps over the net there is Collazo's right there for the save. Back over to Williams. Finds the kill by the number 19. That's Giancarlo Martinez. As he was able to find some space on the near side of the left side of the court, as the Cougars now down by a score of 12-10. Brown over to Breen. Breen met by a big block. Hernandez is right there for the save. Over to Brown. Back over to Breen. Sorry, over to Aldrin as Aldrin's hit goes way out of bounds. As Coach Tillman wants to talk it over with his team. So we're going to take a break here on the Averett Sports Network, and we'll take time out with him. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network in just a moment. And welcome back to the Averett Sports Network. If you're just joining us, we're already 3 sets in here in the Grand Center of this first match between the Averett University Cougars here at home in Danville against the visiting St. John Fisher Cardinals. We're going to see the visiting Cardinals of St. John's Fisher University out of Pittsford, New York. Hi, I'm Wyatt Ockpole. I'm glad to be here with you as that one goes long. As the Cardinals will now expand their lead now to 4. As that one gets over to Aldrin, over to Collazo. Collazo will get the set over to Breen. Breen finds Long. Back over the net go the Cardinals. As that one was an absolute missile off the hands of Brown. As the Cardinals have now pulled to a 5-point lead, with a 3-set score of being, with the score here in the third set being 15-10. Make that 16. As Hernandez is right there, and Aldrin not quite able to find that one. As the Cougars have now stepped into a 7-point deficit by a score of 17-10, as Hernandez is right there over to Breen. Breen finds the back corner and is able to give the Cougars back a point and pull the deficit to within 6. Aldrin right there for Leong as a great diving save. As that one goes off the net and off the hands of Nicholas Breen, gives the Cardinals another 7-point lead. As the Cardinals are back for the serve, that's number 16, that's Averett Kilbasansky. As Leong is right there and will give the Cougars back a point. As this one has not been down by that much. Score now only being 18-12 in favor of St. John's. Hetherington will now come in for the Cougars. He'll find Hernandez. Back over the net goes Leong, as Leong will now give the Cougars back another point here, now with the score being 18-13. As the Cougars on a little bit of a momentum roll, as Hetherington finds the front of the net and ends the momentum for the Cougars. As the Cardinals will now pull to a 6-point lead here, 19-13. Over the net goes number 20, that's Guillermo Perez. As Hernandez finds the tap over to Brown, back over to Collazo. Collazo off the top of the net. Over to Hernandez. Over to Brown. Back over to Colazo. Colazo with the top of the net. Over to Leong. Back and forth these two teams go as Hernandez is right there for the set. As a big block and a big kill there from Leong. Gives the Cardinals a 7-point lead now. As Aldrin is right there, as Breen gets the Cougars back a point. As the ref is saying that ball went off of the hands of the Cardinals. As Freeman is for the serve. Over to Jenkins as that one goes out of bounds, and the score now being 21-14 in favor of St. John's Fisher. As it'll be Calhoun here to serve it away with his left hand, as that one goes into the net and pulls the lead to 21-15. So the Cougars not quite out of this one. As Colazo is right there for the serve, though as Leong is right there for the kill. So a serve from Colazo ends up being a Leong kill. So that brings the Fisher lead here to 22-15. Leong over to Colazo. Set by Brown. Over to Aldrin as that one goes long off the hands of Carlisle. As the Cougars now get a point back here, it'll be 22-16. It'll be Dominic Jenkins here back to take the serve here for the Cougars. And it'll be over to Carlisle. As it goes back over the net, is a strong missile on the side of Friedman. Friedman not quite able to get there for the bump. As Fisher will now pull to within 2 points of match point. As Aldrin is right there to get that one back over the net. Back where the Cougars go. Back and forth go both teams. As Leong is right there. That one ends up right off the toes of Colazo. So match point now here for the Cardinals as they have a chance to put this one away and notch a win into their record. Back over the net goes Colazo. Finds the hands of Quinn. Back to Leong. Leong goes into the net and gives the Cougars back a point. So the Cougars not quite out of this one yet. Still alive here, trying to mount a comeback. As Brown is right there over to Nixon as the Cardinals get the last point of this set as they now take the match with that third set win. They take the match 3-0 as the Cougars drop yet another match. As the final score of the last set of this one ends up being a score of 25-17, as the Cougars really hung on there in the last set of that one, though as St. John's Fisher was just a little bit too much, as they now bring their record to 10-9, and the Cougars now drop to 3-11. So we're going to take a break for a bit here on the Averett Sports Network, and we will be back here in a little while for the start of the second match of the day. It'll be St. John's Fisher against Regent University here in Danville. The second match of the tri-match here later on today. So we'll be back in a bit here on the Averett Sports Network for the start of the second match between St. John's Fisher and Regent University. We'll be right back.